Tulane versus LSU in about 90 minutes here from Alex Box Stadium. It'll be the Tigers in these powder blue helmets as they face the green wave. The Tigers having their annual prostate cancer awareness night. Once cut from his high school basketball team, Bob Pettit spent 3 years here at LSU and 11 more in the NBA. Now he's immortalized alongside Shaquille O'Neal outside the LSU practice facility. The Tigers take 2 out of 3 here at the box this weekend from Sacramento State. Their next game on the road in Thibodaux against Nicholls State. The victory sets LSU up for a 3rd game this season against Texas A&M, and the Tigers know being on a neutral court means this game is about more than just X's and O's. The LSU gymnastic team continuing preparations for their NCAA regional meet this weekend. The Tigers are hoping to avenge their only loss of the season. Your senior year is a chance for you to cement your legacy. You get one last chance to leave your imprint on the team and university you love. For LSU volleyball star Katie Leak, that opportunity was taken away from her, but she fought to get it back. Following an all-SEC season in 2014, Katie Leak was entering her senior season poised for an unforgettable year. She would go on to become only the 6th player in program history to reach 1,000 digs and kills in a career, and she was on her way to reaching more milestones until November 1st. Leak suffered a serious ankle injury.
As everything started to unfold, I kind of just remember looking around Kentucky's gym because I was like, this might be the last place I get to experience volleyball.
But the competitor in her hoped she could still play.
Then the surgery happened and they realized that the ligaments were torn and shredded and it was made more severe than they had originally thought.
Head coach Fran Flora decided to give Leak one more moment. On the Tigers' senior night, she allowed her to serve the first point of the game.
I think I got really excited because I never thought I'd get to be on that court again one last time.
I was scared she was going to run onto the court because that's Katie. She's going to go try and dig a ball, but I was proud of her getting out there.
She got to serve over the net and left the court to a standing ovation, but somehow Leak knew her LSU career wasn't going to end that night.
9 to 12 months recovery to just be able to do things again, and so I just knew that that wasn't the case. Now I understand that it was because it really was just a miracle.
Less than 3 months after her surgery, Leak was back in the purple and gold, but instead of in the gym, she was in the sand as a member of the Tigers beach volleyball team.
For her to recover and come back and be able to play at such a high level, amazing.
As for the fear of re-injury, Leak is focused on just enjoying her second chance to represent her school.
If I jump and I fall down, I'm landing on sand. And
For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Brian Pellerin. And you might think it would be harder for her to maneuver on the sand with her ankle, but thanks to the ball being a little bit lighter in beach volleyball, it holds up in the air a little bit longer, giving her more time to move under it than an indoor volleyball. When Chuck Winstead took over the LSU golf team in the summer of 2005, it sat near 90th in the nation.
It wasn't a whole lot of fun as an alum to look back and to see the program slip to those rankings.
But he had a vision for his former team.
When we started 11 years ago, what we wanted to do was we wanted to build the best program in the nation.
That may sound cliche, but for Winstead, this was about rebuilding a team he was a part of and loved. Last year, a decade after taking over as the team's head coach, he brought home the program's first national championship since 1955. Tigers aren't just having success at the college level, they're also succeeding here at the PGA Tour, as 3 of Coach Winstead's former Tigers have PGA Tour cards. 5 former LSU players in all will be here at the Zurich Classic this weekend.
One of the goals of the program is to help guys achieve their dreams, and a lot of these guys certainly aspire to play on the PGA Tour, and it's really gratifying, you know.
Not long ago, David Toms was the only Tiger on tour, but now that Winstead's players are starting to make an impact at the next level, Toms is happy to have some company.
It's nice to see some fellow alums out here playing, and not only playing, but playing great. It's one thing to have a tour card and to be eligible to play, but to go out and really play well and contend, that's what they're doing.
Smiley Kaufman, though only a rookie on tour, is also welcoming the company of his former teammates at LSU.
It's a matter of time before they all get out here. And there's plenty of other guys, too, that are very good at LSU that I think will be out here one day, too.
Until then, Kaufman, Toms, and the rest of the Tigers on tour will keep chasing LSU's first major championship since 2001. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Brian Pellerin. Texas continues to be nice to Les Miles. The Mad Hatter improving to 7-0 in the Lone Star State as the head coach at LSU, but this time he got more than a win. He found a new offensive strategy to help coach the Tigers to success.
I think Cam being down was just exactly the right thing. It helped, I thought, tremendously.
Over his first 3 years at LSU, offensive coordinator Cam Cameron led the Tigers' offense from the coach's booth upstairs. But Tuesday night, Cameron made the transition to the sideline for the first time since arriving in Baton Rouge.
He had been very comfortable on the sideline in the NFL, and it's the opportunity for his eyes to see it from the field or his eyes to see it from the press box. I think we found tonight that maybe his energy and the things that he did on the sideline were very probably the difference.
Cameron called plays, mentored his quarterback, and celebrated the Tigers' many touchdowns on the sideline. That decision didn't come from head coach Les Miles, instead from the Tigers' signal caller.
Brandon Harris kind of asked for it, and it really kind of put it back on the table, in my opinion. Seeing Cam and listening and getting instruction just made a tremendous difference to him and his approach.
Miles added Harris was more comfortable with Cameron on the sideline, and he followed it up with one of his better games. But he wasn't the only benefactor of the move. LSU posted 638 yards of offense, and Leonard Fournette looked like the Heisman frontrunner he was early in the season. Cameron's contract expires in March, and Miles has said multiple times he hopes to bring back his offensive coordinator next season. If he does, alongside Fournette and Harris, the LSU offense looks poised to lead the Tigers into the new year. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, I'm Brian Pellerin, Tiger TV Sports. Last Saturday, the Swallow family from Eunice decided to attend an LSU basketball game for the first time in 25 years.
It's always fun to come watch a winning team.
The allure of Ben Simmons and LSU's exciting play style gave them a reason to make the trip. But it's not just the Swallows who have responded. So far this year, LSU has had its highest home attendance totals since the Final Four season of 2005-2006, more sellouts in the past 2 months than any year in the past decade, and more season tickets purchased than in the past 20 years. LSU Director of Ticket Operations Tim Mesa believes the resemblance between this year's team and teams of yesteryear is the reason the box office numbers have done the same.
People sort of respond to that nostalgia, and they feel like these days are sort of reminiscent of those days when we had star power and we were playing really well and packing the arena, and there was a lot of excitement.
Students have also been setting their own records. They nearly doubled their average attendance in the past 5 years, going from approximately 600 per game to over 1,000. For last month's game versus Ole Miss, more than 3,000 students overflowed the 1,800-seat student section.
That's fantastic. They spill out into other sections and sort of take over the PMAC.
With only 3 home games remaining, including tonight's contest with Alabama, Mesa is urging more fans to follow the Swallows' lead and take advantage of Ben Simmons before he departs for the NBA. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Brian Pellerin. The LSU basketball team gets the chance to push itself into the tournament picture when #1 Oklahoma makes its first ever visit to Baton Rouge. You know Ben Simmons, LSU's freshman phenom, but what Simmons is to LSU, Buddy Hield is to the Oklahoma Sooners. The senior guard averages over 25 points a game, shoots over 50% from behind the arc, and has scored over 37 times this season. For the Tigers to get the upset, they'll need to slow down number 24.
It's a big challenge, and you want to step up to the rise to the occasion. Want to go out there and just try to play your hardest against them, and that's all you can do.
Tip-off is scheduled for 4 p.m. The LSU Hoops team isn't the only one facing Oklahoma this weekend. The LSU gymnastics team takes on the number 2 ranked Sooners for the second time this season. The Tigers won the first at the PMAC, but this meeting will be a little different. Instead of the Maravich Center, the Tigers and Sooners are at the Metroplex Challenge in Fort Worth, Texas, the same arena the NCAA semifinals and Super 6 are located. And Oklahoma isn't only LSU's only competition. Number 12 Stanford, number 16 Missouri, and Washington will also be there. The Tigers expect Oklahoma's best shot after beating them already once this year, but they're excited to prove themselves once again.
They're an amazing team, and they are always pushing us. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to show that we are LSU and we still have it, and we're going to go out there and perform our best.
And lastly, tomorrow is our first look at the 2016 LSU baseball team as the Tigers host their annual media day. Stay up to date on everything that happens tomorrow on our website and at our Twitter account, Tiger TV or TTV_sports. Back to Matt and Larissa at the desk. The LSU baseball team will get back to work tonight versus Lamar in Beaumont, Texas, following their opening series sweep of Cincinnati. The Tigers will send pitcher Austin Bain out on the mound to face Brett Janik. The Tigers are coming off a strong performance on Sunday versus Cincinnati when they launched 4 balls into the stands to go along with some solid pitching for newcomer John Valley. The Tigers will look to hand the undefeated Cardinals their first loss of the season. The current series versus Lamar is tied at 5, with LSU winning the last 5. First pitch is set for 6 p.m., and you can catch the game on ESPN3